Analyzing tool. So basically, everybody is familiar that every computer has a firewall, the local firewall. And in the last I do remember in week 5th module, I showed you that firewall as well, where I blocked one of the website. So that is a host-based Windows firewall. And it is just blocking everything or whatever you have mentioned in that firewall. But sometime you need to take a look of those logs as well. What is going on? What is happening? Maybe if you are working as a network administrator in your production environment, you are running kind of application and you are confused that what is the thing that is stopping that, that application. Means why firewall is stopping that. So you can use this very good and simple tool, which is known as ZLAN. So if you want to download that log file for your Windows firewall, this is a path. You can go see Windows System 32 log files and then firewalls. You will get a notepad kind of file, which is mentioned like P firewall .log file, which you can just import into this ZLAN to just take a look, which I'm going to show you. So just a minute, let me start that file. Can you see the landing page?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is not so much going on. You can see it's a blank, but what you need to do, you need to go edit settings and then under browse, you need to browse that file that I mentioned that I have already copied and pasted into my desktop. So click on that, open and click OK. So still there is nothing going on. What you need to do, file, run F5. Just click on either press F5 from the keyboard or just from the file, hit run. So very quickly, it will show you a lot of details, like when that data is arrived. This is all the information. Okay, then we have the time, specific time when that data is arrived, and this is the action. And if you remember, I performed some action like block that website, and that website was blocked. So you can take a look of these as well, these all things. Then what kind of protocol that is being allowed or denied, you can take a look from here. Then we have like the source IPs from where this data was sourcing from. What was the destination? As it is mentioned, these are public IPs and local IPs as well. Then source port and destination port as well. Then we have the size, which is basically empty. Then we have some flags, TCP sync, TCP ACK, these all TCP ICMP code and the path information. Then these are like, these things is known as the top talkers. So this is like a brief overview. This is known as the top talkers. What are the top talkers or the application that are in process or being used? And this is just the GUI. So as you can see from here, the TCP 443 ports, how many packets are being sent from 443, which are 5044. Okay, and we know this is for the secure protocol. Then UDP 53 for the DNS, how many information is being sent. then these are some other very good information as well.
Just a learning tip over here. You see how important it is to learn these protocols like from in the beginning, because if you look at just this one application, there's a lot of data in there, right? And most of the time when you go to the companies, they have something like this implemented, so you're not going to be the first person to implement these things most of the time, right? Because that's why you're getting as a junior level network engineer. So if you didn't know, or you're not confident about what is TCP, what is UDP, what does destination IP means, what does the source IP means, and when you look at these IP addresses, can you differentiate between a private and a public IP? You see, if you didn't know all of this stuff, it would be really hard for you to understand anything in future, because that's what you're going to be using in most of these different type of companies. They have something like this and they go by these logs. So I just want you to just bring that memory back to you, that why it is so important for you guys to go back if you are not comfortable with or not confident enough to understand what these protocol means. You should go back and study more about it, because then that's where when you see an application like this, I instantly know what it means. So it becomes very easy for you to learn things in future. Just a little tip, so you have that little memory. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Danish. Then we have like source IPs information, top rows by conversation, who person or the IP is communicating most. Then this by the protocol. So like they have like divided those into the portion, whatever we have seeing here. Then this is like GUI, whatever is mentioning here. They are showing in graphical. The possibility is like your maybe your boss want to know what is the protocol or application that is being used most of the time in our networking. So what you can do, you just can take a picture of this thing and you can show the TCP is the application that is being used most in our environment. Then we have some kind of protocols like we have TCP, UDP, but some like it's mentioned too. If you are confused what that thing is, what you can do, you can click this thing in the blue in the bottom. And then you can come under the protocols. Yeah. So if you are confused what that two thing is, you can correlate it with this one, which is IGMP, stand for Internet Group Management Protocol. So there is a list of the protocols. You can go through what these things are. And okay. So another part which let's show you very quickly, which I'm talking about, the Splunk. So what Splunk is also very similar like this ZLAN, but this is a lot like it is having a plethora of information inside it you can play with. So Splunk is used for monitoring and searching through big data. So if you have like for in this ZLAN case, you have, you know, a very bunch of data, but in case of Splunk, you might have, as mentioned, the big data like in a GBs. So you can do indexing, correlate information in that container, make it searchable and make it possible to generate alerts, reports, and visualization. So everything is possible in a Splunk. So very quickly, I will show you how it looks like. So this is like you know, web-based application, but you need to install it on your own device, and this is how you are gonna access it using 127, which is your own IP with the 8000 as a port. So you need to enter your credentials here and click sign in. Actually, it is you know, running very slow because I have some issues. If I can click on this message, if you have any kind of issues, it will mention here. It's saying that minimum free disk space is this. reached by C program means if I can show you my computer and you will see everything is flooded. So that is the reason this application is very slow. If I will remove some files from that, then it will work very fast. So this is how it will look like. We have apps here. It has multiple apps. It will just not do search and reporting or monitoring and analysis. If you click on this find more apps, just click on that. So as you can see, there is a plethora of applications you can install, like IT operations related category, security and fraud compliance, business analytics, utilities, IoT related, DevOps. There are so many things. For example, if you just click on IoT related industry. So these are the add-ons you need to install in this application that will work, and you can play with this application. So to go back, just click on this Splunk Enterprise. Then these are the few tags. I just walk you through about these things very quickly because this is very advanced. If you want self-paced study, you can go through and you can dig deep about this application, Splunk, what it does. So this is administrator tag. You want to change some kind of preferences. For example, you want to change the look and feel. For example, if I go preferences in a global settings, you can change the time zone as per your location. Then we have a default application, that is home. For example, if some person is so much into Python kind of thing or monitoring console of things, he can select monitor console and apply these settings. After that, if you will go onto that dashboard, you will see the dashboard is flooded with this monitoring kind of things like Splunk Enterprise Server, this Windows, this GB physical memory. So once you will enter into this, this will be the landing page. Like you can change the landing page. Further, for example, what I like, I just keep it. For example, this search and reporting. Apply this one. And then click on this Splunk icon. Now you can see the look and feel has been changed. So you can just quickly whatever you want to search about the logs, monitoring to or something like that, you can do it from here. Then we have under settings, we have knowledge base, database, systems, user and authentications, any roles or users you can create from here, any kind of licensing thing you can do from here, any kind of like data inputs you can do from here, or any kind of like events, tags, fields, all the information you can get from this one. This is the same monitoring console that I showed you earlier. If I click on that one, so this is the same. It will show how much data disk size has been utilized. What are the concurrent searches? What is the CPU usage being used by this Splunk, memory usage, and so many things. Then under settings, if you go to this add data, this is the most important part. If you click on this one, so these are the three most important tasks here. Most of the time being used is upload. Then we have monitor and forward as well. This is just like the Danish talked about the agents. So you can install the forwarder into the host machines as well. That will basically generate the logs and will be sent to this Splunk machine. So this is files from my computer. If I click on the upload, so this is a select source. Like in case of ZLAN, what we did, we uploaded the file, which is pfsense .log file. So the same thing you can do from here. You can like select this, for example, this any access log file, and then you can click next. I will not gonna do because I know I did it and it stuck because of this size. I'm having issues. So you can upload, then it will select the source type, input settings, review, and done. Once you are done, you will see the same kind of things like we have seen here, like this. Okay, but a lot in detail. Here, the problem is you cannot do indexing, you cannot search, you cannot merge two fields. Okay, so in Splunk, basically, this is just like a relational database systems. If you are familiar with, you just can merge two things together just to make it one. So you can take a decision on the basis of two items. Okay, so that's it. I think this is enough for Splunk. And I just gave you a very flyby overview. Further, if you are interested in it, you just can go download Splunk Enterprise Edition. This is like, a few megabytes of file size, and you can run on your Windows machine.
Another tip that I want to add is consider this to be like one of those tools that impresses other people to pick your resume. If you put Splunk in there, trust me, you are going to be taken a little serious than a person who just says, I have done my CCNA, right? Or I have done my any other Security Plus certification. A lot of people go into a lot of details about Splunk when you go into security side. This is where it's being used heavily. But Splunk is also used by network engineers to do some of that, ASA logs or stuff like that. They do use that. So if you want to be out there, if you want someone to really, you want to grab their attention, then this is one of the keywords in your resume that will make a big difference. Splunk in itself have titles with some of the big companies. You can make over 80K right now in the US if you are a very good Splunk administrator. Just they're going to call you Splunk administrator. You can search it now on Indeed.com.
Yeah.
It has 15,000 tags on that, just that word, 15,000. That's a lot of key attachment. So if you just type Splunk, there's 15,000 jobs. Most of the jobs are security, and some of the jobs are more of like a little higher level, like sysadmins or network engineer jobs. So you can see the benefit of this application, just like you guys have used Active Directory, Office 365 for the help desk jobs. This is exactly the same concept, using some type of tool that I know, managers know, directors know, and they'll respect you because now you have something a little high level skill that a lot of people don't know about it, or they'll need to learn about it when they start working.
Yeah, thank you, Danish.